Hello and welcome to FP Live. I'm Ravi Agrawal, Foreign Policy's Editor-in-Chief. Now, this program often focuses on stories that dominate the halls of power from the Beltway to Brussels and Beijing, but we wanted to examine a crisis today that is not getting much attention in the right places, and it should. I'm talking about Haiti. Quite simply, it is in deep trouble. This is the biggest security crisis in the Western Hemisphere. More than 80% of Haiti's capital is controlled by gangs. Violence in Port-au-Prince has driven more than 160,000 people to flee, 50,000 of them in just the last few weeks alone. How did we get here? When it comes to Haiti, there are many, many moments in history you could point to as causes for the current strife. After all, the Haitian Revolution was one of the biggest slave rebellions ever recorded in the West, and that began in the 1790s. But the most proximate flashpoint was in late February when acting Prime Minister Ariel Henry was out of the country and major gangs coordinated to attack state institutions. They burnt police stations, sprung inmates from prison, and attacked the seaport and the airport. The city is cut off from supplies of food and medicine, and aid organizations are warning of an impending famine. It is a humanitarian crisis the likes of which has not been seen since the massive earthquake there in 2010. All of this is happening in a political vacuum. In July 2021, President Jovenel Moïse was assassinated by armed gunmen inside his home. A month ago, the unelected, Western-backed Henri announced that he would resign, but only after the installation of a transitional presidential council. Now, that council, after weeks of negotiation, finalized their political framework earlier this week. It is now up to Henri to accept it. Will he? What does a democratic transition for Haiti look like? Can Haitian police quell the violence, or will an international force be deployed to help them? We will explore answers. Joining me now are two people who have been closely following this crisis. Jacqueline Charles is the Miami Herald's award-winning Caribbean correspondent. She has covered Haiti for more than a decade. And Jake Johnston is a senior research associate for the Center for Economic and Policy Research. He's the author of a timely new book, Aid State, Elite Panic, Disaster Capitalism, and the Battle to Control Haiti, which we reviewed in FP. Jacqueline, Jake, welcome to FP Live.
Thanks.
Thanks for having us.
Great to have you on, and thanks for making us smarter about Haiti. Jacqueline, I wanted to start with you. I know you have extensive contacts in Haiti within family and, of course, all of your diplomatic sources. Paint us a picture. What is life like for people on the ground right now?
I mean, if there's one word I can think about, it's just panic. You just don't know what every day is going to bring. You wake up and you hear the gunshots. I mean, people are telling me that when they don't hear the gunfire, that's when they start to panic and wonder what's wrong, because now it's become such a constant thing for them. Unfortunately, with the vandalism, the burning, the looting of hospitals, it's very difficult to get health care. And as somebody said today, people still get sick. Just last week, I interviewed a young lady who's literally is watching her mother die. Her mother had not had dialysis in basically like 6 weeks, because the only place that she could get it, the general hospital, was basically, not functioning because gangs had taken over that entire road. You can't go anywhere. If you take that risk, you don't know whether you're going to be the next victim. I mean, doctor said that, you get a phone call from a patient, and first there's the sense of panic for you in terms of taking this personal risk, the safety to go out. And then when you get there, what do you do when there's no medication? The store shelves are starting to run bare. In about 2 weeks or less, we're going to really start to see a humanitarian crisis, because it's not just the people in the camps, but also the people who are not in the camps, who are not going to be able to find food because the airport, the seaport, has been shut down for over a month now.
Jake, I'm wondering if you can add to that. What are you hearing about what's going on in Haiti, and where do you rank this in terms of other crises Haiti has had in the past?
Yeah, I think in almost every way, this is unprecedented, at least in recent history. I think you've heard for years. And again, I think we need to understand that this didn't just happen a month ago. This has been a long time coming and a long time building. There have been warnings about it reaching this stage for many years, right? And yet we've just sort of continually seen this. And I think Jackie's right about the situation on the ground. I think things are obviously really tense, and I think there's also just this unknown, partially because nobody is speaking, right? The authorities that are currently in power, and Henri is out of the country, totally silent. This presidential council that's being formed with the backing of international powers, also totally silent. And in that absence, who is speaking are the leaders of armed groups, are politicians on the ground who are advocating for very different things. And so what is the authority? What is the plan? I think everyone's sort of in the dark.